Hi guys, this is Jeff Gamble from Indianapolis, Indiana, and recently I've actually partnershiped with Dave and Katie Smith, and I've actually known these guys for quite some time. I've watched them do amazing things in business, and I know recently their company All Pro has exploded, HVAC. I know they also have another construction company called Two Chicks and a Hammer, which is hysterical, by the way, in their name. I mean, what a catchy name. But they've always been really good at what they do. They've always been really good at marketing. I'm actually a real estate agent by trade and have been able to use them and their services. But recently, I actually shared with them what I was doing with a company that was brought to me, and they were like, yes, absolutely, this totally makes sense. So real quick, we would just like to take a few minutes to share with you what we're doing, and it's a huge favor really to us just to hear us out on what we are working on. So if you happen to run across the right person, you can refer them to us. And real quick, I'll just give you my background. I actually made a lot of horrible financial decisions growing up. I got married really young at 19. I then decided to go self-employed and quit school, which went over really well. My mom's a school teacher and my dad's a college professor, so you can imagine that conversation. They were pissed, to say the least. But I figured, I'm going to figure this out. And unfortunately, while I was self-employed, before I had insurance, I found out I was sick. I found out I had cancer. I actually went into the hospital, spent a year in the hospital between 2 surgeries and chemotherapy. And I got out of the hospital and I ended up owing, like $250,000 in medical bills and all kinds of other crazy things from the hospital. But I didn't want to file bankruptcy. I didn't want to throw in the towel. So what I did is I looked around and I said, well, where can I make a lot of money that I can pay this off? And at the time, Charlton Sheets was on TV, no money down, anybody can buy a house. And I decided to, take his advice, and anybody could do it. So I got into real estate. I got my real estate license. I started selling. I actually acquired and flipped 18 properties in 36 months in various stages of, rent and wholesale and all that. And I started building a real estate company. I ended up with about 15 people as part of my real estate company. During that whole fiasco, that ended up coming to a unbelievable stop in 2007 and 8, where I woke up one day and one of the builders says, hey, we're going out of business, and the 9 commissions that I was owed, approximately $70,000, was not going to come in, which was painful. And, just more and more devastation left and right, companies closing, mortgage companies closing. If you were there, you understand. And I ended up in front of a attorney, and he says, look, obviously things have fallen apart. We tallied this up, and you owe close to $3 million. So you have 3 choices. Number 1, you can fly somewhere we can't find you, or number 2, you can win the lottery, or number 3, you're going to have to file bankruptcy and start all over again. And unfortunately, that's what I had to do. It was a Chapter 7. He's like, there is no payment plan for $3 million. You'd work the rest of your life and 10 lifetimes more. So I filed, and once my bankruptcy discharged, of course, my credit was terrible. It was like 400, just over 500. But what I did is I pulled my credit, and I ended up getting hold of a tri-merge, all 3 bureaus, and I started working on it, and I created a 6-step system to put myself back together. Now here's the good news, and where it comes to the favor we're asking about what we're doing now. In 7 months, I was able to raise my credit score after that bankruptcy to a 691, just over 700, and a 729. And the guy who pulled my credit was a mortgage broker, and he's like, how did you do this? I want to know how you did this and how you did this fast. So I actually started running through what I did, and I started helping a lot of people. We ended up, turning this into a system that I still actually give out today. There's another video somewhere that goes over that. But I've been known as that person for quite some time. And in December, friends of mine who knew that's what I knew how to do approached me, and they said, hey, we want you to take a look at this credit repair company and this financial services company, and A, we want to show you what we're doing, and you might have some interest, and B, would you help us build it? So I sat down and took a look at this company, FES, and it stands for Financial Education Services. And their main focus is credit, and credit repair. You're not supposed to say credit repair, but credit improvement process. And I was skeptical, but I was like, I'll hear you out. And he's like, well, there's a bunch of different services that are basically under one membership. And here's the services. Number one is credit, credit help or credit repair, credit improvement, the disputing process. Number two is they have a credit builder program showing you how to build credit, put credit on your report. They work with secured cards and education on how to actually increase limits and go non-secured. They have credit attorneys in-house to help out with litigation and payment plans and harassment. They have Smart Credit, which is very similar to Credit Karma. It gives you all three bureaus and updates your scores and tells you what's going on at any one point. They also partnershiped with a company called LifeLock, which is the #1 identity theft company in the world right now. So, I mean, it made sense. If you're going to fix your credit, you might as well keep it good. They've also partnership with a company called FES Debt Zero. It's a program that shows you, it's like a spreadsheet, shows you how to get out of debt and information on how to keep yourself out of debt, which is also important. They partnership with a company called My Care Plan. My Care Plan provides wills and trusts to people. It's the last love letter to your family, so it's something you should have done. Most people, unfortunately, don't. But they do it and, update it regularly and answer questions. The next program is something called Financial Lockbox. Once you have your will and your trust done, along with all the other documents we have today, I mean, there's so much stuff, Social Security card, birth date, some of us have life insurance, some of us have investments, and we have all these passcodes. What Financial Lockbox does is give you a list of everything to upload into one secure server, along with a beneficiary, a passcode and a beneficiary. So in case you'd move and lose stuff, in case of a fire, in case of theft, in case somebody would pass away, you could press a button and get every single document back, which I thought was awesome. We also have Your Family Mint, which is education on money and credit and what to do and how to do. And we actually give a portion of our memberships away in scholarships into schools, which is awesome. And then we have 3 savings portals. One is a shopping portal to save money, one is a travel portal to save money, and the last is a prescription card to save money off of prescriptions. So all of that is packaged together under what we call the Protection Plan membership, or the FES Protection Plan, and it's $89 a month, month to month. So I was like, okay, that sounds really good actually. But how fast does it work? And what they ended up telling me is it takes 40 to 45 days. So I signed up for the program in December just to see how it worked. And here was my experience. I actually logged in and it said, hey, do you want to get this process started? I clicked yes. And it said, is all this information correct? Which was basically the information to pull my credit. And it has a, do you want to pull your credit? I said yes. And instantly, all 3 of my bureaus came up, all 3 of my scores, along with a window that said, we found these items that could potentially be negative against your score. And I was like, wow, this is automated. This is amazing. So it said, do you want to start the disputing process? And I said, yeah, of course. So I clicked the button. It asked for 2 forms of identification. One is social. So I had to take a picture of something that had my social and upload it. And then I also had to take a picture of something different that had my address on it and upload it. And once they had those 2 things, they said, look, we will contact you, the window. We will contact you within 48 hours. In 48 hours, they said, hey, we sent you the information. It's a packet with all 3 bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, already filled out, already written for your disputes. All you have to do is sign them and put them in the mail. A week later, they showed up. I mailed all 3 of them out. Now, here's the cool part. 40 days passes, January. I get this update on my phone from our service, and it says, hey, we just wanted to congratulate you. A couple of those things were actually removed from your credit report, and your credit report has actually increased. Your score has increased 41 points. And that was it for me. I was like, wow, this service not only worked, but I haven't spoke to a single person. It worked automatically, or, automated system. So I got really excited about this, and I decided to start sharing it. And there's really not only that, but there's 3 types of people we're looking for. Number 1 is customers, obviously. So the membership, the Protection Plan membership for all these services is $89. There's a one-time $99 sign-up fee for a client. Or somebody who just wants to go through the program and get their credit fixed. So it's $188 to start, and then $89 a month, month to month. Most people get to where they need to be. What I found, and this is my experience doing credit for 15 years of helping people, 3 to 4 months, about 50% of people get there. Other people who have more stuff to take care of, like me, I had a bunch of stuff on mine. It's more like a 6 to 8 month period of time. That's another 40%, and only about 10% of people that I found will need um, more than 12 months. But first type of person we're looking for is somebody who needs to get their credit back on track. The second type of person we're looking for is business to business. The business to business is basically approaching mortgage companies, real estate companies, auto dealerships, because we can brand the product to them through corporate, and we're looking for people who can help us make those connections. The third type of person we're looking for is actually a recruiter trainer. This company's out of Farmington Hills, Michigan. It's 14 years old, so it's been around quite a while, but they mainly didn't do outside sales. They mainly did advertising for the first 10 years. So it's only been about 4 years, or 3.5 years, 4 years this actual year in 2018, that they've had an outside sales force and actually have been building, recruiting other salespeople for these 3 things. So if you know somebody who's looking for something in management or something in a leadership-based position, you can actually become an agent of this company. And basically that's what I did. I paid an extra $100 to become an agent, licensed with the company to be able to market all these products. It's a one-time $199 plus my membership is what I paid, so that way I could be a customer as well as an agent to market. And we're looking for people who would want to either part-time, spare time, or even a silent partner. Silent partner means I'll get in, but I don't want to do the talking. I'll give them to you. So that's what we're looking for. And because Dave and Katie not only have an amazing full-time business with All Pro and 2 Chicks and a Hammer, I know they've also done real estate and have that background, and they run into a heck of a lot of people that share with them kind of their situation. So it just made sense to all of us that this would be something we do on the side to be able to work together, and we're looking for more good people. So we just want to thank you for watching this video, and if you happen to run into anybody who needs either help with a product or they're looking for something maybe extra money-wise, we'd love to sit down and talk to you. Please get a hold of them, and they'll get me on the phone, and I'll help answer any questions I can. Again, thanks for watching. Hope to talk to you soon.